What's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I was actually over here just having um, a nightcap, and I hopped online and I saw people talking about the view and pretty much how, um, you know, I saw someone say the view had no view on Jimmy Kimmel basically receiving his pink slip and white box. Can I say something? And I really want to try to be as clear as possible with what I'm about to say. So everybody knows what happened with Jimmy Kimmel, right? We're just talking. I mean, I've been sipping a little bit and my thoughts started running. So everybody knows Jimmy Kimmel got fired. Um, and a lot of people, it's been the talk of the town. The View came back the next day, and from what has been reported, they didn't even utter a word about Jimmy Kimmel. And some people have been calling out, Whoopi and the other ladies. Let me just say this. I remember probably a few years ago, maybe. I can't remember. I don't want to say a few years ago. I remember a time ago when it appeared as though they really started to kind of hammer down on the direction that things were about to go. And I want to say it started like when I first took notice, I think it was with Florida. Yeah, and that what's his name, Ron DeSantis? Is that Ron DeSantis? And remember they started to basically they started and what I felt from what I remember with LGBTQ and basically just targeting the community, even to the point where you couldn't teach anything really LGBTQ related in schools. And I remember getting online and seeing people champion for this, and they, became big cheerleaders on the sideline. And I, of course, already know how the comment sections are going to be. But I would always say, in a nutshell, baby, while you're cheering, girl, you're next. You can be a champion for what's happening to the LGBTQ community, but baby, your lick is coming. And so then they made their way over to the niggas, right? Because there are a large group of people out there who, when they think of LGBTQ, they don't think of Black people. When you're LGBTQ, your Blackness is stripped away from you. So anytime a conversation is held about LGBTQ, Black people will not accept that Black people are LGBTQ. And on top of that, they just don't care about LGBTQ. So when the conversation comes up, they turn their nose up because we know where that stems from, right? It's just what I believe in, girl. So then they headed over to the niggas. And fast forward, now they're basically trying to whitewash history. And I remember when this mess happened with DEI. I remember Target started saying they were going to pull back support from the LGBTQ community. And especially like during Pride season, they wouldn't have so much merchandise available because, the rainbows were upsetting to the people and they didn't want their kids to walk by and see a rainbow shirt. And I think at one point they started putting LGBTQ merchandise in the back of the store in the corner, and people were happy because they felt as though, well, kids shouldn't know anything about sexuality, and kids shouldn't know anything about gender identity, as if you don't know. Your kid don't know. Your kid don't say, I'm a boy, I'm a girl. Your kid don't watch Disney movies. They don't know anything about the Little Mermaid, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White. Girl, the list goes on and on and on and on and on, but they don't know. They should know anything about sexuality. Okay, girl. And I remember coming down here again, and I was saying, it's not right that they're pulling back support. And I remember even a couple of people in my comment section basically telling me that Target can do what they want to do. Okay, Target can do what they want to do. They don't have to support what they don't want to support. Cool. Fast forward. You see where I'm going with this? Fast forward. They say they're basically getting rid of DEI. And then you saw the word black. And then that's when people, the niggas, became outraged because they saw the word black. And then it became, oh my God, we have to boycott Target. Whoa, 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 whoa. I thought y'all said that Target can do what the fuck they want to do. And that Target doesn't have to support anything that they don't want to support. That's what the people were saying. I fucking remember that. There were a few comments in my section, but that was really the consensus on social media with the girls who were in support of Target pulling back for Pride Month and LGBTQ support, right? So now everybody wants to boycott and stop shopping at Target because now we're black and we got to stick together. But I guarantee you, if they had said they were going to stop selling T.S. Madison's merchandise, I'm not saying T.S. Madison has merchandise, but if T.S. Madison has something selling out of Target, it would not be a march. If Lil Nas X or Saucy Santana, if they said they were going to stop selling their items, it would not be, we have to boycott. Now y'all want to boycott because you think it affects straight black people. Fuck when the people who could have been designing the merchandise for Pride Month, that could have been a black designer. Fuck them though. Fuck the Pride shirt that could have been designed by a black man or a black woman. Who might not even be gay. But now it's time to boycott. Because now they coming after the niggas. But they've been coming after the niggas. Y'all just didn't want to see it because y'all only think that LGBTQ consists of everybody else except black people, or you just don't give a fuck. But now we all supposed to give a fuck. I said, this is interesting. Because the same thing happened when the stuff was happening in Florida with schools and how they were gonna not teach LGBTQ history. And everybody championed because they said it was okay. And I said, no, 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 it's not okay because if they come after us, they're gonna come after you. And nobody cared. And then here we go again. History repeats itself. Now we're going on to Target and these companies pulling back support from DEI. And Target started with LGBTQ, and then they went over with the niggas and everybody else, because DEI is just not about black people, right? Just like LGBTQ consists of all groups, different types of people, DEI does too. So even with black people fighting for DEI, they're still fighting and helping all other groups of people. So I'm saying all that to say, I do agree that at some point we are going to all have to stick together. Now, when that day comes, I don't know. We are all going to have to get to a point where we look at each other as human beings and we all stick together. I do understand people saying online now, like, let's cancel our subscriptions for like Hulu and Disney. I get it. I can do that. I don't really watch Hulu and Disney. I have the apps. I don't really don't watch the streaming, the streaming services. I really don't watch them, so I wouldn't care if I had to. If that's what y'all want to do, then we can do it. You know what I'm saying? And maybe I don't care because, like I said, I really don't watch Hulu like that, and I don't watch Disney like that. So, you know, um, now if y'all said Apple Music, then girl, I'm gonna have to scratch my head a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. So I'm okay with that. I don't like what happened to Jimmy Kimmel because I think that it just like it's coming to fruition, right? I think the people that are angry at Whoopi Goldberg and the other women of The View, I think you need to look at it this way. They're the employees. If their employers came in after what they just saw happen to Jimmy Kimmel down to ABC, and they said, hey, I know this is The View, but you will not be giving your view today on Jimmy Kimmel, so don't even bring it up. I don't blame them for not bringing it up. Let's just shake the table just for a little bit. We can all support Jimmy Kimmel. I think that a lot of us think that it is absolutely wrong because in the bigger picture, it's bigger than Jimmy, right? Once they start to censor Jimmy, now it's trickled on down to The View. You can be mad at Whoopi Goldberg and Joy, and we know how Joy mouth gets. So, girl, we definitely don't need Joy or Whoopi or Sonny really saying too much of anything, especially not in this moment, because they all kind of got slick ass mouths. Okay, you can't be mad at Whoopi. Be mad at the fact that, girl, it's happening. Censorship is happening. This is what they want to happen. They want to put fear in people. So now nobody says anything. They can say what they want to say, but you bet not open up your mouth and say a goddamn thing, because if you do, you'll be the next motherfucker unemployed. You see what I'm saying? So it's bigger than Jimmy Kimmel. It really is. It's really about all of us, especially those of us, whether we work down to YouTube, TikTok, even if you got, even if you're a tweeter, what is it called? What you call them on Twitter? A Twitter, X, whatever. It really can affect us, everybody, not just me, because I'm down to YouTube. You too, because they start snatching away your. I was about to say X too, baby. You see where my mind is at, baby. This cocktail. Oh, let me take a sip of this cocktail. I say X too, but I meant X. All of us. You never know who may be watching your Twitter account. You may say the wrong thing about Chucky Kirk or anyone, and they snatch your whole page up. So this affects us all, right? With that being said, Whoopi don't have to open up her mouth and say a motherfucking thing, especially if her employer told her not to. And then two, on some real shit, if we're gonna have some kitchen table talk, Jimmy Kimmel is a rich white man. He will be okay. Jimmy might have another gig by the end of next summer. Let me say it again. Jimmy Kimmel is a rich white man. He will be okay. Whoopi Goldberg don't have to open up her mouth to protect that rich white man if she don't want to. Whoopi Goldberg is a woman of a certain age. I know my nose look dirty. My nose is not dirty, y'all. I have like a weird nose. And girl, you can see all the way in the back. So what appears is that sometimes my nose is dirty, and it's not dirty. Girl, I'm so self-conscious about my nose. Anyways, Whoopi don't have to open up her mouth. Joy doesn't have to open up her mouth. Sonny doesn't have to open up. They don't have to go against the grain. They don't have to go against what more than likely was told to them not to do to try and please the viewers. And then they also be without a job. Whoopi is a black woman of a particular age. Whoopi just came down here the other day and told y'all that, girl, if you ain't, girl, how can you stop working? Girl, marry a rich man. She said, I'm paraphrasing. Whoopi said that, girl, I'm a single woman. I got bills to pay, so I gotta go to work. Ain't nobody gotta put their job on the line to protect no rich white man. And I don't know no other way to say it. I wouldn't put my livelihood on the line to protect no Jimmy Kimmel either. Y'all better Google Jimmy Kimmel's net worth and then Google your own. Hey, okay? Jimmy gonna be all right. So if the ladies at The View don't want to say anything due to more than likely that being requested of them by their employer, then they don't have to say nothing. Excuse me. We know why they didn't say anything. They didn't say anything because they were told not to. But that is exactly what these people want. They want everyone to get in line. And while I do believe, I want to make sure I say this the right way. While I do believe that they definitely are trying to whitewash history and they're going to lie about niggas, I also believe too that another part of the scenario is if you don't get in line, it doesn't matter how you look. It doesn't matter if you a rich white man, a poor white man, a rich black man, a rich black woman. It doesn't matter. If you don't get in line with what they want to happen, your ass can get it too. And I feel like that's the message that they're sending with what was his name? Stephen Colbert, Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, they're rich white men just like we're rich white men. But your ass don't get in line. You see what we did to the rich white man, we'll do it to y'all too. Fuck around and find out. So anyone at the end of the day can get it. Some people will get it worse than others. But if you go against the message that we're trying to push, if you go against our ideas, if you go out there and especially if you tell the truth, you'll be without a job too. Fuck around and find out. I'm just saying. I said all of that just to say, I just been peeping game for a couple of years now. And I've been noticing how this shit is happening. And I knew it was going to happen. Because they're going to start out with the people who a lot of people will go against. Because I used to always have this thing where it's only niggas that hate LGBTQ. And then one of the cousins was like, no, cousin, it ain't just the niggas. You better look at the people in control. And I was like, bitch, you right. Yeah. On some real shit, white people don't like LGBTQ just as much as niggas. They don't. I remember. I think at one point it was almost 400 and something laws, anti-LGBTQ laws. Who do you think drew up these laws? Hello, it's not the niggas because hell, we not in positions of power. But I be talking to the niggas sometimes because that's. I don't want to say that's the community that I belong to, but because y'all don't really put it. Not y'all. Y'all, when you gay, you no longer black. When you gay, trans, non-binary, your identifier is not you being black. That's why. That's another thing too. With black people that get on my nerves, we just talking. Whenever y'all try and pull the, oh, you black before you gay, you black before you trans. Well, bitch, I can't tell because as soon as you find out we a punk or trans, girl, y'all will kick us to the curb and close the door. I thought we was black, sister. I thought it was I'm black and I'm proud. I thought I was black before I was gay. Well, if I'm black before I'm gay, then girl, my sexuality shouldn't even matter because my blackness comes before my sexuality, right? That's what you said, not you, girl. But that's what you said, right? If I'm black before I'm trans, then me being trans shouldn't matter because you said that I'm black before I'm trans. So if that comes before me being trans, then girl, why are we even having a conversation about me being trans? Because you said that my blackness comes before my sexuality and my gender identity, but girl, that's not how you're moving. Anyways, I don't even know. You know what? You know what I do sometimes? Sometimes I get over here and I make a video, and then I'll be like, I'm not gonna post that because I don't want to piss nobody off. So I don't even know if I'm gonna post this video. My hair is so long. Look how long my hair is. I need to go get it cut. You see that? Because I stopped getting in the back faded. Baby, I look like I got. Baby, I need to. I get a little curl. Girl, I got a little. Girl, I got a little swoop to do. Girl, I can make a little bump back here. Girl, let me see. Girl, I could probably do a little roller set. Girl, I could probably roll this up with my I could probably roll this up with my little charger. Get my little sweat girl, little curl going on, baby. She got a little hang time. Come on, hang time. That's what I'm talking about. I need to get her cut, baby. I got a mini afro. God damn. I was gonna go get my haircut tomorrow, but then I changed my mind because I'm thinking about going to Dallas next week. I don't know though. I said it all. You know how I be, girl. Girl. But I was thinking about going to Dallas next weekend. I think it's like Pride, and then plus some of my friends are down there too. Um, so I was thinking about. I was like, should I go to Dallas next weekend? But I said it all the time and never go. But I was thinking about going to Dallas next weekend. Anyways, I was getting my hair. I was gonna get my haircut tomorrow, but then I was like, girl, I could just wait because I'm not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I was like, why are you getting your haircut? Because you're not even really going anywhere. And so I was like, if I get my haircut tomorrow, then I'm gonna have to get a pay. I'm gonna have to pay to get. I can't even talk. Pay to get it cut again next week, and that's just too much. So then I just rescheduled my appointment for that I had scheduled for tomorrow for next week. And even if I don't go out of town next week, I will still need a haircut by then anyway, so it really wouldn't matter. So yeah, I'm gonna go get a haircut next week, and I think I might get this back part just tapped a little bit because she getting long. Baby, I almost got about 40. I almost got a bob. I almost got a bob. Look, but I almost got a bob. I got a bob almost. Yeah. Anyways, let me find something else to talk about. I know what I wanted to talk about. So the other day, I want to give my auntie Wendy Williams her flowers. So the other day, remember when Dame Dash was on the Breakfast Club? And he basically, we already know what Dame Dash was doing. A part of what he said was he referred to Wendy Williams as Charlamagne's OG. And this came to my mind because Charlamagne posted a picture on his Instagram page that said, "My OG. Man, I took the stairs, let's discuss." It was basically a picture of him sitting on Wendy Williams' lap. I'll post it. And I thought about this. A lot of the boys and girls can laugh about that, but the fact of the matter is, Wendy Williams is the OG for a lot of us. Catch that, T. She might have had a one-on-one relationship with Charlamagne the God, and Charlamagne was her sidekick. But be very clear, I'm not saying Wendy Williams started it, but Wendy Williams definitely carved out a lane and opened up the door for a lot of the girls who are down to YouTube now doing what they do. So when the girls and boys be trying to act like, oh, this girl, what Nikki say? What she said? All you bitches is my sons. Girl, is that what Nikki said? She said something like that. That's Wendy. I'm a little sensitive when it comes to Wendy. Because I feel like sometimes the girls and boys be trying to play in my auntie face, and I don't like it. Girl, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Because, girl, what we not going to do is try to take away what Wendy Williams done. And a lot of the people are down to YouTube. They know exactly what Wendy Williams did and who Wendy Williams is. So Wendy Williams is the OG for a lot of us, if I'm just gonna be honest. Be very clear. I know gossip was gossiping before Wendy came around, but Wendy did carve out a lane and she did open up the door, and she is the reason for a lot of us who are down to YouTube. I think I'm just someone who's very, 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 very vocal, or at least I have been, about like Wendy Williams is kind of like the person who I look up to. Wendy Williams and Charlamagne on some real shit. Charlamagne started getting on my nerves some years ago, but that still doesn't take away how I used to like really like love Wendy Williams and Charlamagne the God. Anyways, I just wanted to say that. Shout out to Wendy Williams, girl, the OG of OGs of OGs. She's our OG. Be very clear. Pay respect, bitch. I'm just playing. I ain't cursing nobody out. I'm just playing. But you better show some motherfucking respect, though. This is what I wanted to talk about. So, y'all are here for it. Brandy and Monica asked the fans to dress in suits for their upcoming tour. Be sure to dress accordingly. Women in suits represent strength, power, and unity. If these images are inspiring to you, be sure to dress accordingly during the Boys Mind tour. There is no BOV, just bosses. And then she tagged Brandy. And then, of course, people were like, girl, blah, 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 we're not wearing no suits. And then she got in the comment section and she said, please add, we were asked how we should dress. LOL. Most said 90s. I said, too easy. Let's have fun with it. Not formal, but not mandatory. Make it you. It could be sneakers and slacks, shorts and boots, white shirt and a tie, and denim. Do you or don't? LAMA. What does that mean? Laugh. LAMFAC. What the fuck is that? Laugh at my face and coochie. I don't know. Laugh. I'm sure to laugh at my girl. I don't know, child. Anyway, let me just say this, because I'm not about to get confused over that shit. So listen, can I say something? I feel like y'all just be wanting to fuss sometimes. Because when Beyonce got her black ass down to the internet and told y'all to walk around here with silver on and a girl to the Renaissance concert for her birthday, y'all all went to Amazon.com. Y'all all went down to goddamn Charlotte Russe and Forever 21 and Macy's and Nordstrom, and girl was looking for the shiniest shit you could find. And then nobody say nothing. So this whole thing of one girl, oh, they asking people to wear to dress up, girl, as if Beyonce didn't ask y'all to dress up. Yes, people are already wearing silver, but it does not take away from the fact that she got her ass online and requested that y'all wear silver from this date to this date, and y'all did it. Okay. And another thing too, let me add this because now I got to defend Monica and Brandy and myself. Now, how I get it, I'm gonna tell you how I got it. I'm gonna tell you how I got myself in it. So, if I heard any of y'all talking about it's too hot to wear a suit and tie, as many as y'all I saw walking around this motherfucker in fur coats and faux furs and cowboy boots and flannel shirts and scarves and big ass cowboy hats in the middle of motherfucking July. I saw the girls with chaps on and leather from head to toe and cowboy hats and knee-high cowboy boot. Baby, I ain't never seen a knee-high cowboy boot in my life. Feather boots with flannel shirts and girl, all types of carrying on. Fur coats down to the ground. I'm talking about girls, scarves wrapped all around their body. But now all of a sudden it's too hot to wear a motherfucking suit and tie. Something that basically on some real shit, people wear that all the time. The girls who go to work, girl, who are required to wear a suit, they wear suits year round. So some of us who might not work 9 to 5s or work a corporate job or work a job that requires us to wear a suit and tie, we might think that is outlandish. But believe it or not, people actually still wear suit and ties, even in August. Because you know why? Motherfuckers still go to work in August. They do. They do. People wear suit and ties year round. Now let me say this. I remember one time. Now I'm about to tug on y'all wig a little bit. And I do this with love. I say this with love. Just listen to me before you start typing. I am a boot boy. Okay? I'm a boot boy. It's kind of, I would compare it to like Carrie Bradshaw and her love of heels, right? Not to that extent, because Carrie loved heels. But I love me a boot. I love like boots. Boy, I mean, nothing wrong with girl boots, but nothing good. I wear men boots. So 10 times out of 10, the boot. Well, not 10 times out of 10. That's a lie. Yeah, 10 times out of 10, the boots that I get, they're more than likely gonna like be at my ankle because I only wear pants and jeans. So, anyways, I'm a boot person. I've been a boot person for God knows how long. And I would always have this dilemma about, can you wear boots in the summertime? Girl. Oh, leather wearing ass in the summertime. Remember when Troy had that leather on in the summertime? And so I used to always have run across this dilemma about wearing boots in the summertime. And I remember asking y'all a long, long time ago. I know some of y'all remember. I remember asking some of the cousins a long time ago, bitch, can I wear boots in the summertime? Because I've been wanting to wear my boots sometimes because I be like having a cute little outfit. Like I can just own a little cute cut off t-shirt, some distressed jeans, and a little boot and go on by my business. And I remember some of y'all telling me, girl, do not put no boots on in the summertime. Bitch, you gonna look crazy, you gonna be hot. And I said, girl, you right. Right? I said, okay, girl. And I was like, girl, I feel like I can wear boots in the summertime. This is some years ago. And I remember one time I asked one of my coworkers, and he was like, no. And I said, damn, I can't. And I was like, but girls wear boots all the time. Girl, I have literally seen girls walk around here in knee-high boots with shorts on. And don't nobody say nothing. So what is the difference between me wearing a boot that go to my ankle and you wearing a tennis shoe? My foot is still covered up. Your foot is still covered up. It's just that my foot probably, it's got a less breathe in the room. But for the most part, it's still the same amount of shoe. So what's the problem? I'm saying all that to say, y'all bet not ever say a motherfucking thing to me about wearing no boots in the summertime. Because, like I said earlier, about 3-4 minutes ago, as many as I saw y'all walking around here with motherfucking boots on and fur coats and flannel jackets in the middle of the motherfucking summertime, and I ain't said shit. I just sat back and I just watched. I said, no, the fuck they did not. Okay? Now, everybody who I saw wasn't one of the cousins at the time. But I'm just saying. It just amazed me how all of a sudden, girl, it was the middle of June and July, whenever that concert was, and y'all was really walking around here with fur coats on in the middle of the goddamn day. Girl, it was 6 o'clock, girl, sun beaming, and the girls was out in fur coats. I said, oh, okay, well, girl, that's how we doing it. I said, okay. So if y'all can wear y'all boots and fur coats and leather and pleather and flannel and cowboy hats and scarves for one day, why I can't wear my boots just for one day? And girl, I'm gonna have my boots on just for a couple of hours. Bitch, y'all had y'all shit on from 6 to 1 in the morning. And girl, depending on girl, if you went to a pregame before the concert, you probably had your shit on at 4 o'clock that evening. And then went to a little after party and then make a home turn around 5 o'clock that morning. So yes, if y'all want to wear a suit and tie to go see Brandy and Monica, bitch, put your suit and tie on. Y'all hoes was walking around here looking like the Tin Man, and then nobody say nothing. Girl, silver on, all in the middle of the summer, looking like fucking disco balls and shit. Everybody looking like that at the OK Corral. Okay, it's like some Western movie. Didn't nobody say nothing. We let everybody do what they wanted to do, and didn't nobody say nothing. Yeah. So wear your suit and tie, girl. Oh boy, a non-binary, non-gender, whoever. What the fuck you want to wear? That's the point I'm trying to make. And I'm gonna start one with the fuck I want to wear. That's also the point I'm trying to make. And next summer, bitch, when y'all see me walking around here with my snakeskin boots on, don't say a motherfucking thing to me. But when y'all see me walking around here, girl, with my black boots on, don't say a motherfucking thing to me. Okay? Don't look my direction. Don't say nothing. You keep on looking. Keep on walking. Don't say nothing about what's on my feet. Okay? Anyways. Shit. So I wanted to talk about this. I know some of the girls don't necessarily care for the reboot of Real Housewives of New York. I will say the second season, I started review. Remember, I started reviewing, and I was like, "It's not for me." I really did like the first season. I was about to say I love the first season. The first season of the Real, not when I say the first season, I'm talking about the first season of the reboot, not the first, because I never watched New York. So the first season of the reboot. Um, but I don't think they started over with the seasons. They just, I think so. I think it was like what, the 14th, 15th season. So if you hear me say first or second, I mean like the reboot. So, anyways, when the reboot first came about, after I remember reviewing the first season, I liked the first season. It kind of gave me old school Housewives, where the arguments were really not too heavy. It was they arguing over caviar and cheese and shit. Just it wasn't too dark. Now Housewives is very dark. We're not gonna lie, right? And then the second season came, and I started reviewing, and I was like, I could tell like they were not being authentic. I felt like a lot of them were on some bullshit. I felt like what happened for some of the girls, excuse me, is and I do get it. I, I don't. Well, I've never been in those in their shoes before, but I can understand how you put yourself out there, and then either the fans are going to love you or hate you, and then I think some of the comments get to some of the girls and boys, and then they come back second season, and they kind of switch up who they are because now they're more focused on the fans instead of just girl, I am who I am. Like Kenya Moore, she came in and she never took her foot off the gas. And Kenya didn't give a damn what the fans had to say. Girl, if anything, girl, it fueled her and she pressed her foot harder on the gas. Like Psy, um, let me just say this. Okay, hold up. I'm getting ahead of myself. So basically, it's been reported that this is nothing set in stone, but it's been reported that um, a blind item is suggesting that Nicole Daisy Toy, June Ambrose, Erica Faye Jones, Chanel Jones, and Sarah Wheathall are joining RHONY for season 16. Now, again, this is not set in stone, even though I have heard scuttlebutt about June Ambrose joining. I think that's gonna be so foul. Um, so it looks as though the only three that may be returning is Cy, Aaron, and Jessel. And if y'all go back and watch my videos, I said if I had to bring back anybody, I would just bring back Cy, Aaron, and Jessel. I say everybody else, I would just really just get rid of them because I really don't need Uber. I felt bad for what Uber went through with that psychotic brand, but Uber was never really my cup of tea like that, anyways. I mean, she was gorgeous, she was cool, but Uber always did too much to me from her first season. So I didn't really see it for Uber like that. Um, but I was like, they can get rid of Uber, they can get rid of Brian, they can get rid of Jenna. Who else? Oh, even though I'm not gonna lie, Raquel started out slow to me, but I do believe Raquel should come back. That's another one. I thought about it and I was like, Raquel, because I did finish the season. I stopped reviewing and then I finished the whole season and then we reviewed the reunion. So I knew everything that happened. And I was like, oh, I think Raquel should probably come back too. But Jenna, she been a flop. And I go up for Jenna Lyons. As a housewife, she's a flop all the way. That's just wasted space on Housewives. Everybody is not meant to be on reality TV or that type of reality TV. I think Jenna should have her own spinoff show with like a fashion show. I think that would probably be dope. She could kind of be like a Lisa Vanderpump, where she kind of be in the shit but not really. You know, like Lisa kind of pop in, pop out. She be in the shit, but it really be like Jackson, Stassi, and all the other girls who really keep up the shit. Anyways, so I'm not mad at that being the lineup. Now, who caught my attention was Miss Erica Faye Jones. Y'all don't know who that is, huh? somebody had to bring it to my attention because that's Erica Lyles. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's Giselle's friend. Remember when Giselle got into it with Karen? She was like, "Your friend wants to sleep. Your Ray wants to sleep with my friend Erica." Whatever she said. So this is Erica Lyles. They went to her house. It's not my style, but I always have an appreciation for all different types of aesthetic. When I tell you her house is so fucking foul, it's a lot. Girl, it's like I said, it's not my style. It's like very bold and bright and like it's a lot. Girl, you know how they say it's a minimalist and then she's a maximalist. Is how you say it? So like she goes all the way. Her house is absolutely foul. Anyways, so she might be on New York. And so I was like, oh my God. And so when it came to my attention, I was like, oh my God, that's Giselle's friend. So I think that's kind of dope. And then, you know, Chanel Jones, I don't know if that's true or not, because, you know, I don't know anything about her, but I think her husband just died. I think her husband, doesn't she work for like ABC, Good Morning America, something like that? And I think her husband died. I think he had cancer. So I was like, girl, I don't want to sound insensitive. Well, girl, is this the best time for girl? Girl, can I just say something? Please don't take this no further than us. Okay, just between me and you, bitch. Housewives, again, that I've never done reality TV, but for those who have watched Housewives, reality TV, period. But Housewives is a whole nother ball game. Like, I don't know if this should be her next step so soon after her husband just passed away. And I think she was on leave of absence for a few months. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, either it's gonna be a disaster walking and she's gonna be snapping out and cussing everybody out, or like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. I'm all down for mess. I could be a messy bitch sometimes. But I'm also like, girl, I don't know if this is like, I also like I ain't that messy. Like, girl, I don't know if this is the best. Are you housewives get very, very messy. I don't know. But like I said, this is not anything set in stone. But like I said, I have heard rumors of what's her name? I forgot her name that fast. June. I have heard rumors of June joining for like a month or so now. So I feel like I think that might be valid, and I feel like Erica might be valid too, and probably those white girls. She white, because she kind of gave me an old Lisa Hutchinson tea. Lisa from Miami. If you squint your eye and tilt your head to the side, Lisa, girl, no, it was that, I think it was that daughter of hers. That's what it was. Girl, I looked at that daughter. I said, well, that daughter look a little niggerish. Girl, no shit. And then somebody said, I think Lisa's mom is like 50% black or some shit like that. Is it something like that? Is that Lisa? I think Lisa mama is like black and she from Jamaica, some shit like that. I said, see, I knew it was something when I looked at the little girl. Girl, the little girl is so adorable. But I'm just saying, I could look at the little girl and tell that something. I was like, oh, girl, like, I started thinking, girl, mama's baby, daddy's maybe, because baby, that baby look like that baby. Okay. I said, now it makes sense. Anyways, but yeah, I'm here. This is the only thing I want to say about Psy, because believe it or not, girl, I feel like Psy could have been in charge of the girls. Psy is going to have to, if y'all are team Psy, y'all gonna have to go tell Psy this. Psy really could have been in charge of those girls. On some real shit, that was really Psy and Aaron's show. Go back and watch season 1 and season 2, y'all. Let's see what I'm saying. I think they wanted to make Jenna the face, but Jenna just was a flop. And then Brienne, I think she wanted to be the girl, but Brienne started out to be strong, and then she just kind of like, that bitch is psychotic. And then Uba was just too much to me sometimes. And then who else? But yeah, anyway, so Psy, I felt like that was Psy's problem. She let the comments get to her. I believe that Psy came in, and I believe that we saw a strong glimpse of who Psy was. And then I think that people didn't really gravitate towards Psy. And when she came back the second season, she pulled the stunt that they always pull. Oh, I'm going to therapy. And then y'all remember at the reunion, she was like, oh yeah, I only went for like 3 or 4 months, which means she only went during filming. So she pulled the same stunt that the girls pull, right? And like I said, I get it. I understand. I know it has to be hard for you to get on TV and try to be vulnerable and try to show who you are, and then people not really take to you, and then the viewers don't like you, and so then you kind of start being fake, right? And then you come back, and all of a sudden you're cool with Jessel because Jessel was a fan favorite, right? Now Aaron is cool with Jessel when the fact of the matter is y'all don't even like Jessel. You know what I'm saying? And low key, Brand told us that when she said at the pool, I think they were in the Hamptons, when she was like, "Yeah, now we can talk smack about Jessel." But then Brienne, that bitch be lying, so you really don't know. You really don't know if you can believe her or not. But I feel like that's what happened with Sai. I thought she came back second season, and I felt like she was putting on for the cameras. She was putting on for the fans instead of just being who she was. I feel like Sai started going back to who she really was at the reunion. And Sai already told us she's a bitch. My whole thing is this: girl, just be a bitch. Girl, like, if that's who you are, if you telling us you a bitch, then girl, just be a bitch. And if we like you, we like you. If we don't, we don't. Girl, people hate Kenya, and bitch, Kenya is my bitch, baby. I always say, I have this motto: I like my bitches to be bitches. Okay? That's my thing. I like my bitches to be bitches. People didn't like Lisa Rinna, but I like Lisa Rinna. People don't like Dr. Heavenly. I like Dr. Heavenly. I like my bitches to be bitches. If you're going to be a bitch, just be a bitch and stand in it. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like because Sai already told us that she's a bitch, I'm like, well, girl, just stand in who you are. Be who you are. Girl, just be who you are, sister. But I felt like Sai really could be in charge of the girls. If she just don't give a fuck about what the fans have to say. Girl, fuck the fans. Okay? Fuck the family. The family fucked my husband.
I let the family in my house. You know what? The family fucked my husband.
Girl, fuck the fans and fuck the viewers. Girl, just be who you are. People didn't like Kenya. Kenya didn't give a damn. Okay? Kenya came in, bitch, flirting with people's husbands. She came in flirting with motherfuckers' husbands. Okay? Bitch, and didn't give a damn. Okay, now don't do that because you might get popped. But yeah, I like Sai. So I want Sai to just really just be who you are, sister. And I think Sai will go a long way. I saw the potential in Sai. I did. She wasn't necessarily my favorite during the first season, but then I was like, Sai might be all right. I really didn't take to Sai like that. My girl was Jessel. Okay? My girl was Jessel, and I low-key kind of went up for Aaron a little bit, believe it or not. Girl, Aaron is another one. Aaron is another bitch who's a bitch, but Aaron is a bitch who like to hide her hands. You got to watch out for Miss Aaron. Aaron will get the party started, and Aaron is a throw a rock and hide her hands type of girl. But I still went up for Aaron, though, because Aaron was a little messy. I'd be liking a messy girl. I'd be liking the girls who ignorant, who cuss motherfuckers out, and they just a tad bit messy. Them the girls like... I don't like no old timid ass bitch. Okay, old weak ass. Get her ass up out of her. Girl, you see how I did Jackie. Bitch, when Jackie started going after Karen, I was like, okay, Miss Jackie about to get Karen together. And when Karen had Jackie, I'm talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac. When Karen got that DUI and Jackie, I felt like they brought Jackie in to go after Karen. And then remember when Karen had Jackie crying at that table, and she was like, oh my God, I'm really a sweet person. I said, get her ass up out of her. How the fuck you gonna try to go after the OG? And now she got your ass at the table crying. Karen done cussed your ass out. I don't like stuff like that. When as soon as I see you weak, get up out of her. Especially when I know you started it. Because you started with Karen. Okay? Well, I think Mia really low-key started it. Low-key. Because I think she told them that Jackie told her that Karen had called her drunk one night. I can't remember. But it still doesn't take away that Jackie wanted to do a little dance with Karen, and Karen had her ass crying. And when Jackie started crying, I didn't have respect for her no more. I didn't. Girl, I didn't have no respect for her. I could see if Karen was fucking with her, and then I would be like, damn, Karen, that girl ain't even did nothing to you. But girl, you came after Karen, and Karen got your ass up off of her and had you in the corner, girl, rocking back and forth, girl, wiping your nose, girl, wiping tears from your face. And after that, I said, baby, go back. I said, get off my screen. She weak. She weak. She weak. She weak. I don't like no weak one. Get her off, especially if you started it. You started with Karen, and Karen cussed your ass the fuck out and told you she didn't give a fuck about your tears. I said, girl, come on, said Karen was wearing Miss Jacqueline out. Girl. So yeah. And then I love Jessel, of course. And yeah, so I'm glad. I'm okay with the people they're bringing back. Like I said, they don't have to bring back Jenna. I don't necessarily go up. I don't like Uber is Uber to me. It's not. It's not like I dislike her. I feel like she did too much, but I didn't dislike her and I didn't like her either. It was just kind of like she there. You know what I'm saying? And then Brienne, I did like Brienne the first season, and I was so disappointed in Brienne. Oh, girl, you know, I don't even talk about that. But yeah, my top three was always to bring back those three. It's crazy they're doing a reboot for the reboot though. That's some insane shit. Insane. But I guess it is what it is. But I think this new cast is gonna give. And another thing too, and I know that the Housewives do it across the board, but it's just so in your face. It was so in your face with Real Housewives of New York. Girl, y'all gonna have to stop producing yourselves. Like it got to the point where it was just so like, girl, I know at least for me, I will be watching when I finished watching the season, so I could review it when the reunion started. I was watching like, are they really producing themselves? Like I know what happened with Brienne. Remember when Brienne was telling Rebecca what to say? It was just weird to me. And then you could tell that in some spots, you know, like the areas where people should have been getting cursed out, they didn't curse out. Like to me, like Sai really should have cursed out Jenna, but Sai didn't want to curse out Jenna. Well, she should have cursed out Jenna. Like Sai should have cursed out Jenna. She should have cursed out Brienne a little bit more. Yeah, but especially Jenna. So it's stuff like that when you could tell, like, oh, their sights are already on a specific person, and instead of them just making sense out of like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I'm not mad at this cast. Like I said, girl, I don't really know a lot about Erica Jones, because she divorced that man in June, but I know a little bit about June, not a lot. But I feel like June will be good TV. I feel like Erica, if she anything like her friend, I don't know, child. Okay, girl. Okay, girl. And then Jessel Side and Aaron. Yeah, Jessel Side and Aaron. And we know what they can give. I really want Side to step up and just do her. And let the chips fall where the chips fall. Yeah. And then I'm happy Aaron and I already had, I do. I'm about to, this is going to sound so fucked up. I don't like when housewives are pregnant either. Oh, girl. Because I just feel like when you're pregnant, you really can't do a lot. Like you really can't cut up, you can't drink, you really can't fuss and argue. You know what I'm saying? Because you're pregnant, and then I can't. And then even if I was on a show like that, I wouldn't want to argue with nobody pregnant because bitch, I can't even really cuss you out the way I want to cuss you out. Like, because then what if something happens to you and a baby? Then I'm gonna be bad. I'm gonna feel bad. I'm gonna be crying and shit. Because I done sent you to early labor because I'm over cussing your ass out and stressing you out. So it's just stuff like that. Like I just don't like. That's why I'm happy that Erin already had that baby so she can come back, girl, and do what needs to be done. I just don't like pregnant housewives. I don't. Just for my entertainment. Like I don't like when the girls are pregnant. I don't. I never have. That sounds so fucked up. But that's because of the show. If you get pregnant, I feel like you need to sit out. I feel like you need to sit out until you have your baby. And then possibly come back. But then, girl, the next bitch come in, girl, swoop and take your spot, bitch. They don't need your ass no more. So you got to be careful with shit like that too, honey. Unless you just one of the girls who's like top beat, like if you, unless you're like a Candy Burris, who Candy could probably more than likely always come back to Atlanta when she want to, then you might be all right. Maybe like Elisa Vanderpump, maybe. But if you ain't got a lot of pull, then you might have to just push through. Okay. Anyways, girl, that's all I wanted. I don't even know if I'm going to post this video or not because I don't know what the fuck I've been talking about. Bitch! Okay. Well, let me take a little sip of my drink. Hold up. This is my second one. Oh, I just lied. It's my third one. It's my third one. Sorry. I just lied. Mm. Ooh, that's a little vodka and peach juice. That's it. Come on, peach juice. Oh, hell. No, that is some peach juice and some vodka. I had like a little swig of vodka left. It's only a little bit, believe it or not. I mean, I got a whole nother bottle, but I'm not opening up that bottle, girl. So I had a little swig left. So I just put that swig in there. Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm gone. I'll probably post this video tomorrow because I'm about to go lay down and watch TV. Yeah, so y'all will probably get this tomorrow because I'm not about to edit this video right now. All right. I'll talk to y'all later if I decide to put this motherfucker up. Bye, y'all.